Okay. Good afternoon. I think we are a bit late, so I try to get it really fast and hope to catch it in time. This session is a panel discussion, and the topic is the Panelists ADV-34, which is quite recently released on September last year. And mainly, really want to this topic about is what is your opinion? And I'm the mediator, and my name is Marcin, and Senior BIM Manager of Chun Construction. Okay. So, before I invite those panelists, I would like to warm up the panel's discussion. I prepared some slides which will share with you, and hopefully will give you some basic information about the ADV-34. So the information of the ADV-34 covered in 2 pages, plus an appendix. And the appendix are showing you some of the example of BIM use in different type of submission. As you see, there are quite a different type of required submission from GBP down to like, Okay. Okay, don't worry. Okay. And well, I think you got a bit fast. Yeah, that's fine. And here are some extraction. After I read the package notes, and I think those are the value to the industry. First, formal acknowledgement to BIM contribution. I think we have been looking for this for a really long time. Second is encourage the growth of BIM implementation among the industry. Stipulate the format of BIM submission. Indicate the BD expectation from BIM in the plan approval process. Well to please with the BIM development in the industry. Those are my thoughts. And now, please put your hand together and welcome our panelists. First, Mr. W MANG. He's AP from Allgain Architect, Engineer, and Surveyor. And the next one, Mr. Francis LEUNG, Associate Director of New World Construction. You can sit anywhere you like.
I like here.
Good. Okay. And we are quite familiar with it. It's just the last speaker, Mr. Marcin. Wow, this.
KLOCEK.
Sorry. Your name is a bit difficult for me. BIM manager of PNT and also is an architect. And the last one is Jack LUCIER. He's a director of integrated design, which is a BIM consultancy firm. So, and I think I'm supposed to sit in the middle. Wow. Okay, so. Okay, first question to ask is same thing. What is your opinion about the practice look and why? And here are some possible claims I prepared for you guys to choose. Okay, don't go too far. Okay, the first one is supportive. You say, oh yes. And natural, maybe. And disappointed, you see actually more, or you're just being confused by the practice look. And before we go, and actually for your claim, I would like to extract one reason for you to support your claim. And for the audience, those are the practice. I hope we are not actually blocking it. If we do, we are sorry.
We are.
Okay. Don't worry. Quite casual. So possibly we may start with AP.
Okay. Hello. Okay. I think for the question is 100% supportive, of course, because I think the buildings department has really done a very great job in this BIM aspect, I think, because I think the buildings department is one of the first government department to openly acknowledge the BIM contribution to the industry. I think it's one of the first in Hong Kong, I mean government department. And their attitude is actually very open. When you can read the PNAP carefully, and then you will recognize that they virtually accept everything that we can produce from the BIM model. Actually.
Really?
Well, you look at that. You look at what the list. Okay, the list.
Okay, we go again. We go
okay.
For the next question.
Let me finish first. Let me finish first. And I think the underlying reasoning of the buildings department is that they try to tell us, okay, dear consultants, you have so great tools. Why not share your findings and share your models to us and show us and try to help approval officers to get your plans approval. I think that is what they are saying in the PNAP.
Yeah, thanks. So what's the next one? Next one maybe from Francis LEUNG?
I think we have to choose from one of them. I will choose disappointed.
Yeah, just four. Choose one. Better two.
Disappointed is because I think it gives a very wrong message to the market. I can have two reasons. I can tell you the first one is about a story. So what is the practice talking about? It's like I have a book, 1,000 pages. I give you 2 hours to understand it and then give me back a book review. You said 2 hours is not enough for me to understand. So I give you a movie. You spend 1.5 hours on the movie and then spend half an hour for the book review. And after you watch the movie, you have to tell me everything about the book. But you say the movie doesn't mean anything. I won't rely on the movie, but I can only approve or review the book. This is the story. If I'm the BD engineer, I cannot rely on the video to approve the drawings. And in the practice notes, it says the so-called BIM submission is just for reference only, for information only. It's not for approval. And then the second reason is that according to the paragraph 3C, it's talking about, yes, for many, many aspects, you can submit BIM-related objects or items. It emphasizes on real-time simulation. And in paragraph 3C, it said the real-time simulation should be in WMV or AVI format and supported by Windows Media Player 11 or above. It's a video. You cannot measure the length. You cannot check the coordinates. You cannot relate any information in the video to the drawings. So that means it's a very interesting drawing, interesting movie, but still I have to go back to the drawings to find the information to approve your drawings. So that's a problem. It's not BIM.
So your point of view is really kind of like negative.
I think it's a wrong message. BIM is not a video. If we need to produce this real-time simulation, I will use 3D Max, I will use Maya, I will use the movie guys to produce this video, not BIM. If you use BIM to produce video, I will tell you you spend 10 times of your cost and time, and the quality is only 1/10 of that from 3D Max.
Okay, thanks for your opinion. So we got 1 pros, 1 con. And how about you, this side, Jack?
Okay. For me to choose, I would have to be along with Francis over there and say disappointed. However, I am happy that they are considering BIM and that they are acknowledging BIM and its cases for use in the industry and from its supporters out there doing all of the work. However, I'm more critical of who or what departments inside of the BD are trying to enforce what rules and what is their exposure to BIM, how long have they been using BIM softwares, procedures, and basically how they're referencing all this information to determine the standards, to determine the procedures and the requirements to submit BIM. So for me, I want to see more background information on the department or the teams inside that are setting up these requirements. And that's another reason why I'm disappointed in it.
Okay, so now, Martin.
I'm similar to Jake. in a way. I'm generally supportive of this PNAP node to happen from the purely BIM marketing point of view. But I wouldn't say it's a great job. I would say it's a small step. And the message to me is not that BD is saying we have such fantastic tools, why don't you share it with us? Because we've wanted that since long. The message is, okay, BIM has been in the markets for 30 years. You really can, you now can, if you really, really want, we will not reject you. That's the message to me. So this message is, yeah, you can, but we will not really consider it because it's only supportive, supplementary information.
Okay, so actually quite surprising to me is like one pro and 3 con, because honestly to you,
it's
we'll
not
get
con.
the answer.
It's not con. It's
disappointment. Can I say disappointment?
Disappointment,
I think
but
it should be
still support.
supportively disappointed but confusing.
Yes. Yeah, I would say.
You're mixing them now.
I think when someone make a progress, we need to be supportive to them.
No, and the last one is natural. Come on.
I mean, yeah,
it is a
it's
small
good.
progress.
Okay, in my opinion, it's good. I mean, I more tend to a bit different from you guys. I'm more like supportive, but a bit of disappointed, because I am really, really happy to see this document, because it's formally addressed our effort to the industry. Say, yeah, you're doing a good job, please carry on. It's a good sign, but on the other end, it's like they're giving a burden. It's making you confusing. How am I going to the next approach? And that's why I'm a bit tend to the supportive side, but it's a bit disappointment at the same time.
So it's same as us.
Really? You say disappointed and confused?
Next question.
Yeah,
next question.
you said
Next
that as
question.
well.
Okay, I understand you. So I guess after this, the first question we have come up can be summarized into a orientation. Is like it's a lot of area need to be improved in the document. So now come up to the next question. Exactly this. So what do you agree? The current practice of BIM fits for the particular purpose as listed in Appendix A. And well, a bit furthermore is what will be your suggestion to advance to further advance the practice, kind of like improvement you would suggest? Yeah, for the audience, I think for the sake of the time, yeah, we will be focusing on GBP only, because there will be quite a lot of type of submission. So GBP will be the bigger chunk, I would say, and most likely the common initial submission, the first one you need to submit into the BD. So maybe this time we start with this end from.
I think for the current practice, it depends on what do you mean by the current practice, because as Marcin just said, you need this so complicated system, everything come together, then you can fulfill all the requirements. So that means at this moment, with all consultants, all contractors, all projects that can reach that level, I think it's quite difficult. But for the BD, if they want to promote BIM, they don't need to be so aggressive. Just like in Singapore, they just accept model, but inside they just look for the areas. They don't look for everything. So that means when they try to accept BIM, they try to start from the first step, asking for something essential, like area. And also the beauty of BIM is about the consistency. It works when you produce drawings, quantities, all other things at the same time. It's a consistent set. The image, the rendering, the videos, all from the same source, then it's BIM. And then that is the beauty of BIM. That means for BD, I think they need to accept something that to show them all these come out from the same source. So then they are confident enough to read the drawings, mean the drawings will tell the same story as the image or as the video. They doesn't need to actually drill into that single source of data, but at least they hold it in hand and then they're happy to read the drawings. In reality, technically, it works because, as Marcin just said, you can use DWF format. Then you have 3D model, we have drawings, we have different things come together. then BD just hold it in hand as a reference. It works. Then that is really so-called BD submission, a BIM submission, or BIM statutory approval.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's a good example of our sister country, maybe you say sister, is Singapore. Okay, the submission they're only looking for area, right? But if you're looking at the sample of application, actually they're asking
yes,
for
just
like
because they look for so many things, though, then they use video to
no, I mean, I
explain.
simply skip the radio because I don't think the radio part is working from BIM anyway. So I guess it's like more look at the positive side. It's like they're not asking only the area, but the area that you can demonstrate.
I understand. What I'm talking about is that BD should not be so aggressive on the first step.
On the okay.
But you said you're disappointed. So
Disappointed about the direction because BIM is not a video. Don't ask for video
yes.
and tell people I accept BIM.
I think they asked for more than video.
No,
It's just an example.
She said it's WMV format and ADV
Yeah,
format.
I know, but it's just
It's
one
just
of
one of
things.
them.
One of the things
It's
they
just one
asked
of the
for.
thing. It's like they are looking for not only area, they are looking for like a building form.
No. The main concept is that they are talking about you use BIM's items to help them understand the design. Like complex form. It's quite hard to understand complex form from a drawing because you have 10,000 numbers on the drawings. They don't know what it means by the form. But then if you have 3D model, okay, it looks like, but they are not trying to accept your 3D model, but accept a video come out from your 3D model.
I think they would accept your 3D model.
But at this moment, no,
Still.
sorry.
Okay. Let's give us some time to the next side. Okay. How about you, Jack? What do you think?
All right. So for me, I think that they're just behind. Just in general, they're not keeping up with the industry, the trends, the global trends. I mean, Hong Kong is very, very small. The fact that like the Civil Connect guy was up here just a little bit ago, and he spent all this time and resources and development to develop a whole system so that he could then deliver GPP drawings. Like, why does it have to be so complex? Why does it have to be so hard? And I think that's where the BD is. They need to evolve. They need to reinvest. They need to break apart, like what Francis was saying, like something very specific. Just go after it. Just attain it. Like, what are they really concerned about and getting out of the models, and take those small steps to then really start accepting BIM models in a productive manner.
Okay, so I mean, you are a AP, so
Okay.
what you think? You're more familiar with the statutory thought of mine, I would say.
I think some constraints that we're facing in Hong Kong about the submission is under the Hong Kong Buildings Ordinance and under the regulations actually, the Buildings Department can only approve on the plans, sections, and elevations, and maybe the calculations, and they cannot approve the 3D thing. No 3D, no animation. That's why in the practice note, they can only accept them as a supplementary information, which is we've been doing that all the time actually. Long before this practice note say we want to apply for modification. We submit some 3D drawings, image, to justify them. We can't do that, we can't do that. This kind of thing, we've been doing this all for a long time already. And this practice note is actually nothing new for the Buildings Department, I mean. The Buildings Department has been internally, actually, during their approval process, the officers, some individual officers will ask for these kind of images for their better understanding of the plans. You know, they've been doing all the time, right? So, so this one is nothing new, actually, nothing new. And what can be improved for this practice note? I actually agree with Francis on this point. I think we need to ask the Buildings Department what actually can help them to approve a plan in a shorter time, less effort. Say do they spend a lot of time checking our area calculations? Do they spend a lot of time checking our travel distance, fire rating? Can we submit a digital format, say an Excel? It really helps them a lot in the Excel format, not in the paper format. And what about the fire rating? Can we supplement colored plan, different fire rating with different colors? Would it help the officers easily understand where are all these fire rating things? I think because in the BIM model we have everything. Supposedly we have everything. We have we have every information that BD needs, and just that BD needs to tell us what we need to produce for them to easily process our plans.
Okay, so now after all your thought, you've been thinking.
There's one more.
One more? Oh yeah. Sorry,
no problem. About you. No problem. So to answer the question, if you mean the current average practice of Hong Kong, the answer is definitely no. Especially that the current average practice is CAD, even not BIM. And even if it is BIM, it's not the right BIM, I would say. The suggestion to improve would be for BD to specify more precisely the procedure or the deliverables that they would like to have. And I think that, contrary to what you said, it doesn't have to be that they will tell you what will make their life easier. We can propose. Some of us maybe can propose good solutions that they can accept, hopefully. And to me, it would be specifying a format, deliverable, as a deliverable, which would still give them a model, a 3D form, but be non-editable and contain drawings. And currently, the only format in the market that I know of is the DWF format. And however, unfortunately, Autodesk somehow has abandoned this great tool that they have and stopped developing a viewer, which actually this PNAP is asking for, and the viewer is design review. It has been stopped. The support for this and development has been stopped in 2013. And using this opportunity, I would like to appeal again to Autodesk. Please give us back the great tool that we've been using since many years, but for some reason has been taken away.
It's easy. Don't upgrade. Stay in 2013.
They are
spend less money.
No, I
yeah.
mean you can look at
you know
the
what?
side.
You know what? It crashes every time I open it. So I think it needs.
So that's why they stop it.
So I think it needs upgrading.
So that's why they stopped it, because you open it every time.
Because they cannot fix it. You mean?
No, I mean possibly the
no, if
challenging
we all
is
go together, stay in 2013.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it if they fix this crash.
I mean possibly is that the complexity of the current state model.
Yeah, but our models tend to be complex, so we have Autodesk should accept it. They are not easy. They are not simple. They are complex, and the software should handle it.
I think for your point of view is looking for a possibly appropriate new tools for a viewer.
That's actually what BD is asking for in
It
this.
does. It does.
Exactly.
I can clearly tell the Autodesk like you have a market now.
A free, downloadable, and not in cloud BIM model viewer, which is exactly what design review is.
I think I need to say something about the drawings, because many people want to go for the electronic world, saying why shouldn't we go for electronic submission, like Excel or whatever. I can tell you it's quite hard. In fact, even for our contract, it has to be in black and white. You can't say someone give you a video and then this is your instruction. You do it according to that. But the beauty is that BIM can produce drawings anyway. Why don't we just stick on drawings? But we just need to make sure the drawings come out from BIM.
Exactly.
That solves all the problems. For BD, they don't need to change anything. They just need to make sure, okay, this drawing is come out from the BIM, and then this image is also come out from BIM, so they are talking about the same story. You still give them papers, no problem.
There are ways to satisfy the current requirements of BD without any change and have all the deliverables directly generated from a Revit model.
Yeah, I think we got a really strong side here, and we get your point, but we run out of time,
Thanks.
so we may possibly need to carry on,
So we can extend.
in the future sometimes, all right? But summarize it in 2 points. I think from here, the further improvement for the maybe the future, I can't say is the petty slopes. One is clear identifying what BD actually expecting for to access the approval. And the second part will be maybe a application window like Autodesk will able to provide a new method or new tools for accessing this, like viewing and viewing the 3D model combined with a 2D drawing. I mean, it is a great idea.
Why we need new ways when we have already those ways in place?
Exactly.
Enhancing a better way.
Oh, enhancing,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
That's upgrading.
Okay.
From
So
2013.
yeah, we can pick it up, I guess. Okay, so almost the end of the session. I think we run out a bit. So should we still doing it? Whole thing?
Yeah.
Really quick. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
at the end, what is your opinion for the audience? Like maybe we start from the other end. It's like confused? Anyone here is still confused what the Panelists ADV-34 is? Please raise up your hand. Great.
Actually, is there anyone have questions? I think some BD officers is here.
Oh, come on.
Oh, please identify.
maybe
Declare your
anyone
conflict
can-
of interest.
Okay, I think it's
Hi.
a really good start here. From here is no one. Okay, no one. Okay, all is professional and having
Nobody
with
from
good
BD?
understanding.
Not representing the AIAB.
Don't worry. Stop it. Okay. Okay. What like disappointed from the looks? Oh, you got 1, 2, 3. Your state doesn't count, man. Okay, it's 3. I can tell 3. Okay, it's pretty small number. How about natural? So, so-so. You know what I mean, so-so? It's like good or bad together, doesn't mean anything, actually. We got 2, 3. On the state doesn't count.
Oh, sorry.
State doesn't count. Okay, okay, the last one, supportive. Anyone supportive? Oh, come on, what the rest of it?
Great, thank you very much.
What the rest of it?
No, you shouldn't ask supportive. So all the rest are supportive, okay?
Okay, good.
No,
Good solution. Okay, I think that's the end of it. And thank for all for joining us, especially thank for all our panelists to take your time to come to this session. I think you have been a really long day. Yeah, I think we run out of time. It's like, oh, no.
4 minutes.
No. We're
Question.
supposed to be end at 50.
Really?
We got 6 minutes over.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.